Hello there, everybody, and welcome to the semi-final. And this is Tade versus Abegod for the CWT semi-final. Should be a really, really good one. Right, let's get this set up. Where is my CWT 3.8? It is still best of 5, isn't it? Yes, best of 5. Right, let's get these guys a map. Well, that one actually looks really nice. No, it is best of 5 because it's the same as O&L. And Tade and that. Hold on. Right, okay, I will put that back to normal. Because we use the O&L rules, don't we? And there's no actual rules on the CWT website, but I'm sure they just use the same playoff rules from the O&L league. Let's see, league rules. League rules, there we go. Right, where's the playoffs? Playoffs. Aye, yeah. So the playoffs of each season is a cup with a knockout system where the 8 players select. Do you know what? I'll actually just show it on the screen so everybody else can see it as well. So yeah, here we are here at this section here. Playoffs of each season is a cup with a knockout system where the 8 players selected will play a best of 5 free victories game against the indicated opponents, and the losers will be up onto the cup until the number of players is reduced to 2. These 2 finalists will play a best of 7, and that's basically the exact same system they use for CWT. Right, here we go. Best of luck to both players. What am I doing? It's, yeah.
Well said, my lord.
Right, excellent. We have ourselves a match on the way. Oh, wait, I need to put the sudden death sensor on and adjust this so it's correct.
No.
Excellent. Right, now let's have a look here. Yeah, it only increases in the finals, chicken. I was pretty sure, but whenever someone says double check, I like to just double check anyway, and then that way everybody feels comfortable with it.
Time eludes us.
So Tade gets the first turn here.
No!
Yes, get call me if Tade. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so he just goes for a shotgun on the first turn. That's something I've noticed Tade likes to do on his opening turn is, if possible, he'll just go for a 50 HP shot without using any of his worm selects or anything like that. Which is a decent strategy, I suppose. That way, if your opponent uses one in the first turn, then at least you've got more than them now. Haha! Hey Schmuck, welcome!
By my troth, you will pay!
Yeah, from what I've heard from most people, the Twitch notification isn't very good. Like, and that's the specific reason why I started to do a 15-minute pre-roll video, or at the very least, I've got a 5-minute, a 10-minute, and a 15-minute, just in case I'm a little bit late. But I like to give that window because I know that people might not see that, like, you could go live and it's not for another 10 minutes until they get the notification, so that helps with that. Right, so Tade's used his first worm select. Looks like he's going to use another worm select, so that's 2 worm selects. And he's going to battle axe Damien. It looks like he's waiting until time runs out.
Let us duel! No!
Yeah, this is decent. Yeah. Not the most... Oh, wow. Tade's dropped. Right, well, that doesn't happen very often. But I mean, at least it happened right at the very start. So we need to get a new map now. Well, I think you're wrong there, chicken. I don't think that one's going to go sudden death because that one doesn't exist anymore. Oh, I need to open the game, don't I? Ah, there we go. Whoa, that is horrible. No objects in that whatsoever. That's a bit better. Right, so looks like we're going to start completely fresh. Right. Right. So, the CWT semi-final take 2, here we go. And this time, Abegod gets the first turn.
Hop.
Yeah, chicken. I mean, like I was saying in the CWT Discord, as much as I complain about certain specific things, you have to give credit to every single player. Even the players who have been a little bit agitated after a match is complete or before the game begins, while the games are actually playing. Every single player has shown incredible sportsmanship. There's been zero fighting,
Well said, my lord.
zero arguments, just heads down, focused, get on with the game during every single game. So you've got to give the players credit for that there. Unfortunately, Abegod just piled one of his own worms here. Which means he could just drop a sheep there, or a dynamite.
Let us make merry, fellows.
Yeah, that'll do. And then pile Damien, so that works out well.
Ja, nu kommer der våben.
Which is pretty good for him, because it means for Tade, he doesn't have to worry too much about this worm. Because if Abegod does want to knock that worm down here for a plop, he needs to deal with that worm potentially dying, or he'll have to use an extra rope and worm select to save that worm, so...
Hop.
Now, is he going to shotgun Oleg down onto this barrel?
Hop.
Or does he have other ideas here?
Hop. Hop. Fart på.
Ow! Ow! Oof,
Yeah.
oof.
I mean,
You do me a grave disservice, sir. What crate from yonder window breaks?
yeah, even though that worm is in the middle of these two worms, it is only a 35 HP worm, so yeah, that's okay. So that's a good move. He opens, he moves over, he puts a worm next to the barrel, so that that worm will probably be killed on the next turn with whatever weapon.
Ow!
Ring 1, 2. Ring. Au. Uff. Jeg skal komme efter dig.
No!
Interesting. So now he's going to push this worm down.
Needs us.
And that means if Abegod wants to get up, he's going to have to use another utility like low gravity, ninja rope, or jetpack to get up there.
Der våben. Hop.
Abegod using his second worm select now.
Lidt ormen. Hop.
He's probably thinking about his retreat right now.
Hop.
Was he going to drop a sheep in there? That could be a potential kill.
Hop.
Ow! Ow!
Ah, very nice. That was a nice move, that. Well spotted, I like that.
The pox on you and
Very
your
good.
kind. What crate from yonder window breaks?
He probably had that thought about in advance, perhaps.
Nah. Nah.
Yeah, that was a nice surprise for me, that move. So this is Tade using his third rope, which means he's only got 2 left, and we're only 5 minutes into the round. He could just drop a dynamite from there. Right, he's going for the shotgun. Is that going to be 50 though? Was that second shot bang on? Yeah, nice. Good aim.
Yes, sir. Hop.
Ow! By my troth, you will pay.
Hello, sir.
I mean, it's worked out pretty well for Tade with Worm 7 and 8 being all the way on the left. At least he gets his first 6 worms to deal with this stuff in the middle.
Fat bro.
Does feel like Abegod wants to push towards sudden death.
You will pay. Very well, good sirs. Well said, my lord. Nah. Nah. No. Ah. Nah. 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 Nah.
Really finicky jump this that Tade's trying to do. There he goes. Just making sure.
Time eludes us. Come, sir, let us duel.
Yes, sir. Hop. Hop.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to perhaps kill Oleg here. Or is he going to shoot the silver? Kind of makes sense going for the silver because then he can kill Oleg and the silver in one turn
Hop.
in the future.
Hop.
Now pox on you and your kind. Well said, my lord.
Alright. So Tade's using his second worm select now.
Nah.
We still don't know what team weapons the players have got. I can check, but I don't want to check the inventory until both players have revealed their team weapon.
Jag ska komma efter dig.
I mean, the trapped worms.
Come, sir, let us duel.
I don't see them as being that much a problem, to be honest. It can spend one or two of those turns doing other things. It can still reach to block a couple of worms. It can connect his worms together. And he still has lots of worms outside. So he just used
Little woman.
worm 1. No, sorry, he just used worm 2 here. Which means he doesn't need to worry about these 2 worms for like 6 turns. So yeah, I think that's pretty decent on behalf of Tade. I feel like he's got that covered. I think he's dealt with that very smart. The fact that both worms 7 and 8 are over on the left side instead of, say, 7 and 3, at least he's used worm 2, so now it'll go 3, 4, 5, 6, which is that worm, this worm, that worm, and that worm. However, this worm's blocked now. So will he block back, or will he open, or will he teleport? A drill's...
Let us make merry, fellas.
Oh, he got unlucky there. Yeah, he got unlucky with the jumps from the skunk. Pretty surprised to see that. I'm surprised he didn't actually just go for that pneumatic drill.
Hop.
Like, I'm surprised he didn't do the drill or open. I mean, what was he expecting? I mean, why? I don't understand the skunk anyway, because it's a 31 HP worm and a 48, so even if he got the skunk, it's not really worth it. In my opinion, I could be wrong. I'm not an expert, but...
Truth, you will pay. Alas! Alack!
Well, I suppose I'm an expert on Worms Armageddon in general, but... I generally think about intermediate in individual turns, whereas most of these players are trying to think way ahead. I just don't really see the benefit from the skunk.
And your kind. Very well, good sirs.
I mean, I suppose if it had hit this worm or that worm, it would maybe leave them under 25 HP, which is killable with 1 shotgun shot. And now that worm 6 is dead, it's back over to worm 7. So this is where it's going to be a bit more challenging for Tade. He could, however, open. He also has worm 1 trapped in there as well. So, I see Tade opening here, and then I could see Billick perhaps opening this direction. Or he might go down and open that direction. It's a pretty close match. Anyway, we'll do some predictions. Yeah, so we'll do 2 minutes. Who do you think will win this round? Tade, Abegod, or do you think it will be a draw?
And your kind. Well said, my lord.
I really think Tade should have perhaps moved that worm elsewhere. I'd like to see the knock on worm 2 and cows on 1 and 2. Are you talking about... Ah, yeah, so this worm down here. Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about 2-1 for his team?
Nah.
Yes, sir.
Right, so Tade only has one more girder left. Well, that makes sense because now he's protecting all his left worms. So we do. It's pretty much a split here right down the middle of the map. So yeah, we've got a bit of a fort situation here, but unfortunately, Abegod can still get in here. So yeah, Tade says oops in the chat. He made a mistake there.
Oof. By my troth, you will pay.
Hop.
Kind of see that as two sort of
By my troth,
errors
you will pay,
from
said Lord.
him now. I mean, that wasn't even a block at all because of this part here. Because there's a gap out there, so those worms, none of those worms are even blocked. That was less than 2 minutes. Was it? I'm sure I've done a... You know what, I'll cancel it and do it again then. I did select 2 minutes though. Submission period, 2 minutes, start prediction, there you go. So who do you think will win, Tade or Abegod, or do you think it'll be a draw? You've got 2 minutes for the prediction.
For beer. Yes, sir. Hop.
Yeah, I definitely feel like Abegod has the upper hand now, due to those last few turns from Tade. I mean, you look at the utilities, they're pretty much equal on utilities. Tade has an extra girder, but I just feel like Abegod has more options right now because his worms aren't really blocked off from each other, you know? All his worms can access each other.
Ow.
Right, so now we know that Abegod has cows.
Well said, my lord.
Somehow it's 1 minute instead of 2. Really? Are you sure? Because it looks like it's still ticking for me. There's still 30 seconds left, and it was like a minute and a half ago that I done it. Maybe I misclicked the first time.
Greetings.
I'm only human. Definitely did put 2 minutes on the second one though. So is he going to use jetpack and cows as well, or...
You just feel my wrath.
Right, just a fire punch.
Cry havoc. Let loose the dogs of war.
I feel like Tade is not being aggressive enough right now. He's killing a worm with hardly any health. And he's still got this fat worm over here, and he's still got this worm over here with 100 HP. But you never know. We are pretty close to sudden death. There's like a few minutes left. I can say that and be a bit vague about it as long as I'm not being specific, but I can say that we're a few minutes until sudden death on the clock. So yeah, I definitely see this one going to sudden death, and the players have lots of worms left going into sudden death,
Well said, my
so
lord.
This could potentially be a draw. Potentially. But this is the part where anything can happen, where players can make an aggressive push, make a mistake, or have something backfire. Or they might double down on being defensive and draw out to be safe.
Greetings. Time eludes us.
Yes, sir. Hop.
Yeah, so here Kranjkar is going to die. And then we do have a proper
Hop.
situation here, so I'm thinking. So it's Worms 7 up here at the top for Tade next.
Oof. By my troth, you will
So how is he
pay.
going to play? How is he going to play this? Will he move over to the left and throw a petrol bomb in there? Because being that close to sudden death, it's not like a skunk would be useful in retaliation. It doesn't have any other weapons that can walk through the terrain. So if he does put
By
a
my
petrol
troth,
there,
you will pay.
it's not like
Said my lord.
Abegod can throw cows or a sheep over. So, right, so battle axe. And then he goes over on the right side. Yeah, because then you can just use a shotgun to finish that worm off.
Yes, sir.
So worm 4 for Abegod, he will use his last worm select here. Which I do feel like is probably the best moment for him to do that. Especially because of this situation.
Down.
Ow! Ow!
But I feel at that point whether he killed that worm or that worm doesn't really matter because we're that close to sudden death anyway.
Very well, good sirs.
But yeah, definitely Abegod is
Well
looking
said, my lord.
superior here.
No! No!
So Tade uses his last select worm. And a rope. And he's going to kill Bob Marley. Abegod definitely has better chances, but I feel like this one could potentially be a draw. Unless, so it's Damian Marley next. If he can make a play and get all the way through and kill even one of those worms, then I believe Abegod will win. Because then that leaves 2 worms. And they can kill one with a kamikaze and one with a homing missile.
To me.
You know what? He could even get a double kill here with dynamite. And it's sudden death anyway, so that's...
Yes, sir.
Could he actually get a GG right now with a vertical kamikaze?
Hop. Hop.
Yeah, if he does a dynamite to be safe here, you know.
Hop.
Well, I would probably say the kamikaze. Oh no, he can't really do the kamikaze. Actually, yeah, I think he could make. Would that reach if he knocked that worm to the left and done a kamikaze? Would that kill all 3 worms? Anyway, I'm going to write that down and check it out after the game.
Now pox on you and your kind. Alas! Alack!
I'm going to try it just for the fun later on in Tool Assist. Oh, just a little bit too far.
Oops.
Now, That's
Well said,
interesting.
my lord.
That's very interesting. So Tade's using his last rope.
No!
Oof! Au! Dumm Dreckorm! Jeg er færdig.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the easiest bit to get through, but any average roper should be able to get through there.
Sir.
And when I say average, I'm talking about average on my standard of roping. So average is like someone who actually does a lot of actual roping, not just uses the rope in intermediate. I'm talking about knows how to use the rope, like for roper, rope race, stuff like that.
Hop. Hop.
You'll probably just kamikaze this worm, to be honest. And then use a homing missile on the next one.
Fædrelandet.
Ow! Ow! You do me a grave disservice, sir. Alas! Alack! Well said, my lord. No! Ow! Ow!
Yeah, it's a bit weird trying to
No!
explain what an average roper is in intermediate, because even a really good roper in intermediate is probably still like a beginner compared to like a scheme specialist roper.
Nah! Ow! Ow! Ow!
But yeah, I saw that there's actually what's that scheme called that intermediate players have been practicing? It's like a
Fire!
it's like a scheme where you have to navigate the map with rope. It's got I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, that'll be GG now. Even if that turner went where he went, even if he had jumped over here or over there, he's probably still going to get hit anyway. Skinflint, that's it. So if you want to get really good at roping for intermediate, I would say that's probably the best scheme to use as practice. Because it's basically using maps similar to caverns in intermediate, and you've got to kind of navigate through little passages and tunnels and stuff. I've got no idea how they came about the name Skinflint, but yeah. Anyway, first round goes to
Judas.
Abegod.
Det var
GG.
Hvem var det, der vandt i dag?
Right. Right, let's get these guys another map. Oh, that looks nice. Cade likes the map. Thank you, Shmup. So yeah, anybody who is watching the stream right now and is interested on improving their rope skills specifically for intermediate, visit that link, get that scheme and practice it, because that's, I would probably say it's one of the best ways
Well said, my lord.
to actually improve your rope in intermediate. But obviously, it's not the only way, because it's the best. I would say it's one of the best for navigating. But if you want to practice rope knocking, I would just load up a game of intermediate and just sit and practice rope knocking alone for a couple of hours. If you were to spend 2 hours straight just practicing rope knocking in intermediate over and over again, you're going to be so much better. Right, so Tade with the worm select and rope here.
Time eludes us. Let us make merry, fellows.
Wow, Tade. He really needs to improve his roping here for his escape. Not the worst thing in the world, but his positions. I mean, that's a really easy kill. Oh my god, Abegod. Wow. Wow. Abegod.
What crate from yonder window breaks?
He absolutely rushed that. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he selected the silver now. Like,
Greetings.
I would say that's the obvious choice. But then again, now he's 2 turns ahead, so even if he did lose the silver, it wouldn't really be a big deal. As long as he got a kill or something. Right, so he's going to teleport.
Eludes us.
Okay.
Ja, nu kommer der våben.
That's fine. He got a pretty big hit in his first turn, so he can use his second turn to go there, considering Abegod fluffed up his first turn.
Hop. Hop.
Sweet Lady Luck smiles. What crate from yonder window breaks?
An anonymous viewer has gifted a sub to Shmup. Well, thank you to the anonymous viewer.
Nah.
And he used a blowtorch there.
Ring 1, 2. Au. Dum træk, orm.
Yeah, I will just take this opportunity to mention that if people do... I really don't care about money. In fact, I hate money. I try to live as poor as possible. That's my philosophy. That's why I'm so happy. Kinda depressed about the world, but happy in general. I like giving back and stuff, so every single bit of money that comes into the stream goes right back into the community for prizes. And if there's no events going on that can get prizes, I either use the money to upgrade the stream itself, and I really don't need to upgrade the stream anymore. I've got everything I need for the stream. So if people do donate, subscribe, etc., whenever I get that money, I just put it into prize money for the players for various events.
Ow! By my troth, you will pay.
Hop.
Yeah. I don't. Maybe it was a random donation. You know. I would actually say if anybody's going to donate any money, I would donate directly to the CWT website to help with the costs of running the CW website. I've already donated my own money towards CWT for prizes. I think I've spent about £150, and the Walrus also chipped in £100. So that'll cover the cost of the prizes and shipping the prizes to the winners this year. Apart from that, yeah, if you do feel like donating,
Let us make merry, fellas.
donate to CWT. I really don't need the money.
Oof. Vergani.
Right, so a rope and a dynamite from Tade.
Yes, sir.
He's definitely packing a heavier punch this round. Shmup, you're not wrong with Komodo. I go by two aliases, the Komodo and Kamito. Kamito is basically an evolution of the Komodo anyway. And the story how I got that name, while I was in the clan CFC, what is it, Clan de Francacento Coincidentes is what I think that stands for if I remember correctly. It's all like Southern American players like Chile, Argentina and stuff. And when myself, Dana, and Lalo used to play clanners, and we used to use TeamSpeak together, for some reason, they just kept pronouncing my name, which was Komodo, and they kept saying Komito. And eventually I was like, I like that, and so I made it my name. And that's actually my name as a musician now as well, Komito. So yeah, you're not wrong saying Komodo. That was my original name, the Komodo. Well, actually, my original name back in 1999 was Pudgy Budgy.
Yes, sir.
But now, then in, I think it was 2000, after the song Komodo Save a Soul by Moro Picotto came out, that's how I came up with the Komodo. Right, I need to actually just check. Right, he has used 3 ropes, so I just needed to check that.
Make haste for cover, now!
Oh, whoops, okay.
Ow! 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 Ow!
Right, so he's used 3 ropes, so he just used a
Now,
dynamite.
and your
Interestingly,
Alas! Alack!
Abegod hasn't used any worm selects yet.
Well said, my lord.
So that could come into play. One of the reasons why I went from the Komodo to Kamito is because I used to have
Gather round, fellas.
I've always been involved in multiple communities. So you've got communities and you've got clans in Worms Armageddon. And if you're wondering, well, what's the difference? Clans compete competitively in the actual ranked leagues. Communities are just communities with groups of people who have the same interests and hobbies, and they don't play competitively. Well, they can play competitively, but not with that actual community name. If they play competitively, it's as individuals or teams outside of the community name. Whereas if you're in a clan, you're participating on behalf of that actual clan. But yeah, so one of the reasons why I did shorten the name to Kamito as well was because the Komodo and Kamito, it's 3 extra letters, and there's like a character limit, and you know, so it just helped a bit with that. It made everything a bit shorter, because at the time I was in CFC and B2B, which is 6 additional characters plus 2 tilde characters at either side. So you're talking like it was B2B, the Komodo, CFC, and that's just too long. So I thought it looked better as B2B, Komito, CFC, and it just looked better like that, I think. I think I actually had CFC first. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was CFC. Yeah, that's what it was. CFC, Komito, B2B. That's what it used to be. Right, so Tade actually does indeed have cows.
Cry havoc! Let loose the dogs of war!
Yes, sir.
I need to go and turn my heating off after this round because it's getting absolutely roasting here.
Well said, my lord.
I am starting to sweat my tits off right now.
No!
I meant to actually turn it off before the game, but
No!
never mind. Right, so a block for a block here. That's fine.
No!
Yeah, Tade's definitely ahead in this round.
Sir.
But anyway, that's 10 minutes. We'll do another prediction. You never know. Abegod could make a comeback.
Right.
So we'll start a prediction now. Who do you think will win this round? Tade, Abegod, or do you think it'll be a draw? And you've got 2 minutes on the clock there.
Little woman.
Remind me where I mess with predictions, please. I think you have to do it through Twitch itself if you want to use the predictions. As far as I'm aware, if I'm wrong, then someone can correct me. Should be a...
Ow! Ow! Ow!
Why didn't he just use a cluster bomb there? He could have just killed that worm with a
The
cluster
pox on
bomb.
you
That's
and your
weird.
kind. Well said, my lord.
Unfortunately for Abegod. Unfortunately, that's two pretty
No!
big moves that he's made. Just a slight error. That aim was only 1 or 2 notches off being correct. And the same with his grenade that he threw earlier. Right, now I need to use Google Translate for Perdinok again, because he's not speaking English again.
Jag ska komma efter dig.
Red branch, what the hell does that mean?
Yes, sir.
Right, what was that? He just used a worm select.
You do me a grave disservice, sir. Alas! Alack!
So yeah, if you want to, hold on, I'll do this.
Hop.
So basically, this is what I mean, Perdinot. If you're going to do that, write it like that.
By my troth, you will pay. Alas! Alack! Well said, my lord.
Yeah, I've got no problem with other people speaking their native languages in the chat, but if they can speak English, write the English version and your native language version together, and in that way, everyone else knows what you're saying in English. Not only does that mean everyone can interact with each other better, it means other people have the potential to learn phrases in other languages as well. I'm surprised that's actually not a built-in feature on Twitch, is like automatic translations to whatever native language it is. You know how like Discord has that feature where when you create an event, It doesn't matter where you are in the world that you're using Discord, it will show you the time for the event in your local time zone. It would be pretty nice if Twitch could have such a feature where if I typed in English, it would appear in many different languages to whatever native language that person selected as their native language. It just does it automatic. Like the universal translator in Star Trek. I just think that would be pretty cool.
Fatbro. Hello, sir.
Yeah, this round has slowed down dramatically over the last 5 minutes. We have another sort of... Yeah, in fact, what am I talking about? That's like it's like another split right down the middle. Right where the flags are. Another 50-50 fort situation. Well, not long. Tade is actually expanding his territory right now. He's about to perhaps kill Clumbin? No. Right. I have no idea what he's doing right now. I feel like I wish I could get Tade and give him some private roping tutorials. Like, tutor him. One-on-one tutoring.
Yes, sir. Hop. Hop.
I mean, at least he gets one.
Sweet Lady Luck smiles.
It's better than none.
Well said, my lord.
Yeah, so we're sort of like roundabout, roughly, 5 minutes-ish to sudden death.
No!
Can't give the exact... I don't want to give the exact time. Even though stream sniping for the players is against the rules, and I don't think any of them do it anyway, just in case, that's why I've hidden the little sudden death timer at the bottom left of the screen. And I don't want to say specifically how long there is until sudden death.
Time eludes us. Greetings.
But there's no harm in revealing roughly how long there is.
Yes, sir.
Give or take a couple of minutes. Right, so that's Tade connecting his worms better there. So that there's less chance for worm order manipulation, I guess. They both still have a worm select left each anyway.
Oops.
Well said, my lord.
So worm 7. Tade God used his sheep, his cows, and his dynamite. It's a shame he didn't have a sheep or his cows left, because he could stand up there and release them through the gap. But that's not going to be possible right now. I see what he's doing. He wants to make a gap here so this worm can get up and over.
Greetings.
And traverse to the right. It is actually one of the fundamental parts of the strategic games. You see it a lot in Elite where players will connect their worms together as best as they can, because the more connected all your worms are, the more powerful your team is, basically.
Yes, sir.
Because we know what happens when worms are isolated. They get picked off one by one, just in the movies. Just like in the movies, should I say. he was close. There you go. Good shot there, though.
The pox on you and your kind. Well said, my lord.
Does Abegod actually still have his sheep? He does.
No! No! No!
I'm wondering if... No, that actually wouldn't be that big a deal right now for him, to be honest.
No!
For beer. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're definitely headed to a probable
Hop.
fort-style sudden death again. It wouldn't surprise me to see this worm teleported up. What the hell has Abegod just
Know
done?
you the art of war?
What?
Well said, my lord.
I think he's trying to shoot a gap there so he can jump from here over to there without hitting the roof and falling down. It's a shame Tade can't get to those two worms right now, but... Like, if he had a sheep left, a sheep going through there would be pretty cool. But he's already used that.
Time eludes us. No! No!
Yes, sir.
Right, we're a couple of minutes away from sudden death.
Hop. Oops.
Well said, my lord.
Yeah, so now Tade's going to start planning his sudden death build. I feel like Abegod has the better side for sudden death right now. He has all this land up there, and up there.
Yes, sir.
And all this protection for underwater missiles. Tade's is pretty good as well. He could make a couple of shotgun shots up here and get up here. There's also this part up here as well, and up here. This could potentially be a draw if no players have any intention
Well said, my
of
lord.
being aggressive and trying to kill at least one worm, but we probably will see that once sudden death kicks in. We really don't have long to go now before sudden death. So I feel like
Curses!
we're going to see, when sudden death happens,
Sir.
Tade's going to probably kill one of these worms somehow with kamikaze or whatever. Well, if you could get this right through the gap, that could be pretty good.
Rascal.
Sweet Lady Luck smiles. Well said, my lord.
Both players are actually pretty well prepared for sudden death, it looks like. Still feel Tade has the upper hand here, he has the better positions.
Hop. Hop. Oops.
Well said, my lord.
I feel like whoever gets sudden death, if we get sudden death on Tade's turn first, that could be big trouble for Abegod. If Abegod gets it first, it's not too much to worry about for Tade, because I don't see any way that Abegod can get a double kill. I believe he could maybe get a single kill on Rakitic here.
No! No!
Yeah, Tade's already used both teleports, so he's going to have to find a way to get up there. That worm may actually
Curses!
die. So yeah, sudden death.
Yes, sir.
Will this worm survive? That's the trouble with having too many worms in sudden death. Because you can't... If you don't have any worm selects... Then again, Tade does still have... Both players still have a worm select. So he should be able to save Pleticosa, actually.
Ow! Ow!
Yep, so Abegod knocks one off.
You do me a grave disservice, sir. Alas! Alas!
However, this line of sight means that this worm could get pushed up to
Well
that
said, my
worm.
lord.
I feel like this is an easy double kill for Tade, if he can spot it. Oh, I thought he would have used that worm select to save Pleticosa, but okay.
No! Nah! Nah!
Skunk? Yeah.
Let us make merry, fellows.
Jag ska komma efter dig.
Yeah, he gets one. I feel like if he had if that could have been a double kill.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I'm going to tool assist that to see if we can get the double kill.
Oops.
Well said, my lord.
Right, now I feel like he could use Kamikaze on this worm.
No!
That's what I would do. I would use my rope, get up there, Kamikaze that worm. Which is what I think he's doing. Completely different way from what I'm... is he not doing that? Eh?
No! No!
Ah, nah, that's stupid. Why would he do that? Because then he's only got 2 worms left. and he'd get killed. That's ridiculous. I'm not thinking properly.
Curses!
Yes, sir.
I do feel like he could have killed that worm though, even without kamikaze. He could have stood here and shot a bazooka there, and it would have blocked that part off. Yeah, I feel like Tade should have definitely got a kill there in that last turn. Now it's going to be 2 versus 2 if Abegod pulls this shot off.
Hop. Hop. Hop.
Yeah.
And clean. Hop.
Oof!
Yep.
Ow!
Tade lost out on a big opportunity right there. Now it's 2-2.
Alack!
And when I say 2-2, I mean 2 worms against 2 worms.
Well said, my lord.
Yeah, I just feel like that was a huge mistake from Tade, but now he should definitely get that worm.
No!
He has to.
No! No!
He could even jump back here to safety.
Jag ska komma efter dig. Jag är färdig.
No!
Yeah, nicely done. And then he can, yeah, good move by Tade.
Curses!
Yes, sir.
I do feel like the situation could have been a 3 versus 1 instead of a 2 versus 1, but hey, at the end of the day, Tade's still ahead. It's still looking like he is in total control right now.
Hop. Hop.
But now Abegod can just repeat the bazooka shot. But if he does repeat that bazooka shot, he would leave himself open to be killed. So he would have to, I would say he'd have to stand up here so he can get at least over here. Oh no, he doesn't, because he can use the shotgun, yeah. Yeah, so...
By my troth, you
yeah,
will pay.
another
Very well,
slight mistake
Mr.
from Tade with his retreat. But now Tade God can get away, Abegod can get away to safety. So now it kind of comes down to who's going to get the first opportunity for home and missile.
Sweet lady.
Oh
Luck
my
smiles.
god, he's hid in the worst place possible. What was he thinking? That'll
Well
be
said, my
GG.
lord.
Why did he hide there? What was he thinking? Yeah, Abegod has instantly realised what he's done. You can see his thing in the chat.
Gather round, fellows.
Ring in 2. Det var hyggeligt.
Right, so apparently my soundbite things aren't working anymore. Anyway,
To the
the
big
score
round,
is
smiles.
1-1. So yeah, we'll take a break for a couple of minutes for the players and myself to go and get a bathroom break and get a refreshment and stuff. So yeah, we'll see you in a few minutes.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Right, hello and welcome back. So we are all back here and ready, and we are about to start the third round. So let's get these guys a nice island map. Oh, we've got fruit. I love fruit. That looks too... that's too open on the right side. I'm not too keen on that, to be honest. Oh. Oh. That is a nice island map. What I need to do actually is... Oh, so he doesn't like that. That's maybe a little bit too complex for him. Alright, here we go. The players are happy with the map. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so I want scroll lock on. Alright, so welcome back. This is CWT 2025, an annual championship held for the intermediate scheme on Worms Armageddon. And this is the semi-final, Tade versus Abegod. We are in the third round. It is a best of 5 event. So we're on the first of island maps now. That's a good line that Abegod found for a low gravity bat there.
Get my Rambo.
Well said, my lord.
Alright, so worm select, low gravity, and probably a baseball bat for Tade as well.
Time eludes us.
Bang into.
So I reckon Abegod might have to save Clummin here.
Yeah, nu kommer det vapen.
Because if he doesn't, that's a dynamite plop. Oh, this could be nice. Or, oh, he got it. Nice. Now we can get a rope knock down there.
Pox on you and your kind.
Hop.
Right, so... interesting. Because he can get a rope knock and a potential double kill.
The pox on you and your kind.
Fat bro.
Ow, ow.
Yeah, good job from Abegod. He done that all very well without panic. He switched worms, etc. nicely.
From yonder window breaks. No.
Good retaliation there. But he's left that worm very, very vulnerable. Very vulnerable.
Vasco.
Oof, oof.
Hop.
Now pox on you and your kind. What crate from yonder window breaks?
He didn't even get the plop there. Unfortunate. So now Tade should be able to plop this worm. Where will he hide though?
Let us make merry, fellows.
Yeah, that'll do. That'll do nicely.
Zounds! I am undone!
Yes, sir. Hop.
This is hilarious. I mean, Perdonok, you you have to be one of the most delusional people I've ever met in Worms. Like, where do I begin? Like, for starters, nobody has cheated in CWT. Second of all, you're talking about Athena, who is... You're talking about that player who was actually banned for cheating in the past, and it was proven that they were cheating by a developer of the actual game.
Ow!
So if anybody here is talking absolute nonsense,
Well said, my lord.
it's you, Perdonok. Now, that was a jetpack and a sheep.
Ah!
And that's Tade's last worm select he's using right now.
No!
But this is the thing. Perdonok is probably the worst person in the world at trolling, because
Let loose the dogs of war.
if you want to be a good troll, you've got to say and do things that are even slightly believable. But nothing Perdonok says even lives close to being part of the reality that we exist in. Like, the claims and stuff that he says is so ridiculous, he just makes himself look like an idiot for even saying those things in the first place. That's the reason why I allow him to stay in the chat, is because it's actually amusing that somebody's that stupid.
Hop.
But no, to me that's fun. You have to remember, I'm Scottish, I'm from Scotland, and I've grew up my whole life in a rough area where we all rip the piss out each other and we've got
By
thick
my
skin.
troth, you
To
will
me,
pay.
that's fine.
Very well, good
As
sir.
long as they don't break
Well said, my lord.
the Twitch terms of service or directly insult anybody else in the chat. Right, so Abegod uses his dynamite there. This is a pretty good aggressive match, I like this. Do not... You do realise, like, I've literally had the developer of the game back me up and say that I don't cheat. The developer of the game gave me this specific build to stream matches with. So you do what you want, because nobody gives a fuck.
Little woman.
Everything you do like that, Perdunok, you're wasting your own life. You're wasting your own time. I don't give a fuck. I'm sitting here perfectly happy watching a great game with two great players having a good time. I'm having a little vodka. We're all enjoying the match. You're just an imbecile.
Come, sir, let us duel.
Interesting. This will be pretty much the first defensive move of this round. Which doesn't surprise me because he's blocked in here.
Time eludes us.
Why? I can't reach.
Yes, sir.
I was thinking maybe we'd put a small girder here. Like, now I understand why he wanted to put it there. Because Worm 7's next and he wanted to use that worm to attack that worm. Unfortunately, he misjudged the distance of that girder. It happens to the best of us.
Ow!
Eh? Why? I'm surprised that Abegod didn't just drop a weapon down there to kill and get a better hide above while he was attached to the rope.
Well, good sirs.
Now he's stuck down here and he needs to use another rope to get out if he wants to. That was a weird decision, I think. They've actually got 3 ropes left each, so Abegod has only used 2. Perdunok, not only... Oh, that's fucking hilarious. This is the semi-final, so clearly they're good players. Not only that, but Tade is a previous world champion, and Abegod beat your made-up girlfriend, Athena, who you think is so good, but got beat by Abegod. You know what, Perdunok? I would love to see you put your money where your mouth is. If you think you can so easily beat them, sign up for CWT next year then, and see what happens if you've got the balls.
What crate from yonder window breaks?
Mr. No Balls Perdunok. The only reason you don't participate in CWT is because you're scared to lose.
Into yonce.
Yeah, that works for Tade.
Yes, sir. Little woman.
Right, so he gets a little bit of protection from airstrikes here,
Well said, my lord.
while building himself a path upwards. Hey, Crespo. Welcome, welcome.
Curses!
Yes, sir.
Just so that there is no confusion, right? And we all know that Perdunoc's an idiot, but just in case anybody who is watching isn't actually fully clued in and is curious, so I am using a spectator build of the game that Deadcode, who is a developer of the game, made this build specifically for streaming these types of matches. However,
By my troth, you will pay.
it is impossible to actually play
Sarah, know you the art of war?
with this build
Well said, my
activated. You cannot use Super Spectator and play a game. It's impossible. Deadcode wouldn't allow it. Whoa, what the hell? What just happened there? Well, at least that didn't appear on the stream. Yeah, Crespo, it's really good. Been a massive improvement on the players this year, I think.
Once more onto the breach.
It's nice to see certain players progress, like especially Diego 98. His performance was absolutely phenomenal. I think he's made the biggest improvement out of all the players that I've personally witnessed.
Ow!
Hell. Little woman.
Well, yes, Crespo, everybody apart from that dumbass in the chat, Perdunoc. I mean, it probably would be pretty entertaining living inside that head for a little while, not having a clue how the universe actually works. You know what they say, ignorance is bliss. The less you know, the more fun you can have.
Hell.
Well said, my lord.
He must be having the time of his life right now. Right. I'm sure he's used...
Yes, sir.
Is that really his first one? Yeah, because he tried using a girder before, but it couldn't reach, so it didn't work. But yeah, I mean, I've seen some big improvements to CWT this year with the yellow-red card system, which speed things along dramatically. Still need more improvement, so I hope that next year things can be even stricter with deadlines and stuff. But generally speaking, what an absolutely massive improvement. Because last year it was, what, 5 months or something it took to finish CWT?
Sweet
And this year we're going to be finished by Christmas at this rate.
Ah!
But yeah, the legacy of your tournament lives on, Crespo.
Ow!
Du mean.
This is a... Oh wait, I didn't do the prediction for the previous round.
Jeg skal komme efter dig. Yes, sir.
I didn't do a prediction for this round, I forgot, but we'll just leave that this one because there's not much time left. Oh, nice! I love seeing people in the chat do clips of good turns and stuff. I like to see that. I like the names, the random names that Twitch comes up with. Moist Different Scallion Dance Game.
Fart på.
Well said, my lord.
Right, so a strategical teleport from Abegod. Yeah, some very impressive turns from both players so far in this this match. The second round was pretty good as well. Some really nice turns there. All in all, it's been another very close match so far. Every round has went pretty much all the way. There has been a few mistakes, but I mean, in Worms Armageddon, it's pretty much impossible to be perfect. I mean, there's no real thing is perfect. That's more like a dream thing. Like I don't believe there's any such thing as perfect. Like, you can say he scored a perfect 10 out of 10, but how's it perfect? He could get a 10 out of 10 and he could do it faster, or feel more comfortable, or maybe he felt like he got the right answer by luck, so it's not actually perfect. But yeah, even the best of the best make mistakes now and again, but for the most part, both players have been absolutely solid, and there's a reason why they've both reached the semi-final. They're both outstanding players. Tade, obviously a former world champion, and Abegod is always consistently reaching playoffs and quite often reaching the top 8 and onwards. I actually need to check because...
Well said, my lord.
I need to check what's Abegod's actual best performance. Oh wow, this is actually Abegod's... Oh no. Last year he made the semi-final as well. So you do see that he has been improving pretty much every year. So Abegod started participating in CWT in 2017, where he made the playoffs in the last 16. Then in 2018 he made the quarterfinal. 2019 he made the last 16 again, which is the first round of the playoffs. Then in 2020 he reached the quarterfinals. He did not participate in 2021. 2022 he made the quarterfinal. In Group 2023, he got knocked out in the group stage. He had some tough matches there. And then in the 2024, he reached the semi-final. So 2 years in a row, he's been the top 4. So yeah, he's a top 4 player in the world as far as the last 2 years go for CWT.
Oof. Judas.
You do me a grave disservice, sir. Fare thee well, good sirs.
Right, so a 2 versus 1
Well said, my lord.
situation here. What can Tade do in this situation? I bet if it was Chuvash, he would have a plan. Oh, he still has another girder, yeah. Does he still have... Right, so he's got 2 and he's got none, so I need to actually update that. So Abegod has used all his girders. Alright. Oops. Oh, and that's sudden death. Oh,
Yes, sir.
the worst timing for him. But it's a very good block and he can't do a kamikaze. So this is actually very, very good for Tade because Abegod does not have any more girders. This is very good for Tade.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Perdunok, players seeing the inventory as normal because ever since the start of CWT, players keep track of what inventory the opponents have been using.
Fat bro.
And I don't actually show the sudden death timer. I'm hiding that now.
Well said, my lord.
And as for showing the player inventory, that's been going on for way, way longer than I have been streaming. That's something that already existed when I started streaming. That's something that all of CWT is happy with doing. And it doesn't even give the players a big advantage anyway, recording what weapons they've used, because any good player will be keeping notes at the same time as they're playing.
No!
So maybe we might see... Is this where we might see... So, Abegod... Does he actually have 2 ropes? Yeah, Abegod will probably win now. I don't think that was the right move from Tade. If I was Tade there, I would have knocked that worm down and used a petrol bomb. Because now Abegod can just use 2 ropes to get over there and win. And at the very least, he should be able to get a draw. So this should be an easy win for Abegod now. Right, Perdunok, you were warned, you won't shut the fuck up, and you're clearly delusional, so bye. Oh my god! Abegod! He's through the match. Wow!
Fat bro.
Oh, Abe, could he get a draw here? Will that reach? Will the explosion do 1 damage? Oh, unfortunate for Abegod there.
To the victor, the spoils.
That is very, very, very unlucky, man. Alright, so we're going into round 4 now. Right, diddly-diddly-dee. Let's give that map. They're both happy with the map, so let's go. 4th round.
Well said, my lord.
Yeah, best of luck to both players. We'll see if Abegod can redeem himself and scratch this back to 2-all. Yeah, we normally do take breaks. If any of the players ask for a break, fine. If not, we usually just take a break after every 2 rounds for a few minutes.
No! No!
Right, so Tade with the worm select and low gravity.
No! Time eludes us. No! No! Feel the point of my rapier, scoundrel!
Yes, sir. Hop. Hop.
Leave us! Depart this place!
Nice clean dynamite there. So, Shmup,
Crate from yonder window breaks?
about the toggling the map from PNG back to normal. So, when you use a PNG map, it changes the background of the map, and also, well, not all the time. I can't remember exactly what the conditions are, but it can change the background of the map, and also when you destroy land, it changes the way that it's shown in the background. And I personally prefer just using the normal way. I only use the PNG to show them. It doesn't change the physics of the game at all. It just think of it as changing the interface a little bit. A block already. Yeah, Crespo, yes, the worm order is shown here. For spectators only, obviously. But yeah, that's why we done it. Like, there were a number of players just giving suggestions of things that would improve streams, and that's one of the things that most people were asking for, and the players all seem to be okay with it. They all trust each other. Yeah, there hasn't been a single complaint yet from any of the participants in CWT. In fact, the only person that's been complaining is Perdunok, but he complains about everything. Even if Perdunok was a god and he controlled the entire universe, he would probably still complain, so yeah, his opinion doesn't really matter anyway. But yeah, we actually had 87 viewers in one of the quarter-final matches, Diego versus Rafka. 87 viewers, which is a record for people watching CWT on Twitch, which is obviously great to see, because the more support that CWT gets, the more meaningful the event becomes for the players. 166 damage. Damn. Yeah, I mean, congratulations to the players, to be honest. I feel like that the reason why. So the difference is, in previous years, you could go weeks and weeks without a game to stream. The thing that made it better this year is consistency. There's been at least a couple of games every week. So that means people who are watching, you can sort of rely on having this streamed, which is obviously better. But yeah, obviously the stream wouldn't exist without the players. So yeah, everything here is entirely owed to the community. And I've oh yeah.
Ow!
Wow, oh, that's a horrible self-pile.
You give me ill counsel, sir.
Oh, that's not good for
Well said, my lord.
Abegod, and that could be the mistake that costs him a place in the final. That is very, very unfortunate. Yeah, he said wrong order, so he wanted to change the way that they came out. Ah, that's very unfortunate for Abegod. Not over yet. Not over yet. It is a mistake. And there's obviously going to be huge consequences here due to that mistake, but if he places this right, he could get the kill. Because it could potentially go right up there, bounce and fall off.
Merry fellows.
Will he get it?
Thought of it.
Oh wow! Very, very nice
Is this
try.
a dagger I see before me?
Yes, sir. Hop. Hop.
Yeah, but it actually seems like the best viewing hours for CWT seems to be between, say, 1 PM GMT and 6 PM GMT. When the games are played between those hours, that's when we seem to get the most viewers. Probably because there are those people who are in the more eastern parts of Europe who tune in to watch, and they're like many hours ahead, and they're probably like, especially a lot of the Russians who like watching, they're many hours ahead, so they're probably in bed right now sleeping.
Curses!
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, Crespo. The other thing with this build is I can actually open up and look at the players' inventories. However, I've made the decision that I do not open the inventories and look before both players have revealed their team weapon. So yeah, I don't do that until both players have used their team weapon. So that oh my god, Abegod. Oh my Abegod.
What crate from yonder window breaks?
It's just went from bad to worse for Abegod, and that's potentially one mistake too many now.
Dwarf!
He's lost too much here. Like, with these three worms being in the positions that they are, I need to actually use a different colour because you can't see white on white.
Ow!
These three players being where they are
I'm
right
my
now
truth. You will pay. Well said, my lord.
is a bit of a problem, because how does he get out to attack these other worms without using ropes and jetpack, etc.? So it's... He is really, he really is on the losing side of the vantage point right now. Oh yeah, I haven't kept track of ropes properly, so yeah, Tade has only actually used one. Abegod has used two. So I wasn't that far off.
Come, sir, let us duel.
I mean, to be fair... Oh, which player used the jetpack as well? It was Tade, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
To be fair, Abegod does still have jetpack and free ropes, which is enough for these players. So it's not the end of the world for Abegod here. If he has some good ideas to kill these worms... Only thing is, he's had to use a jetpack and a rope here.
Hop.
Oh, this is... That's actually good for
The
him.
pox on
That's
you
very
and
good for
your
him.
kind. What crate from yonder
That
window
could
breaks?
actually help Abegod dramatically. So now Tade knows that the pressure's on him a little bit now. He needs to be more aggressive while those two worms are gradually losing health.
No.
Jeg skal komme efter dig. Ja, nu kommer der våben.
Tade is still in favour here. He's still ahead on pace. He still has better control. But Abegod's chances did just get better with that double skunk.
Hop.
By my troth, you will pay. Well said, my lord.
If I'm not mistaken, Tade also still has his cows. Yeah, he does.
Cry havoc. Let loose the dogs of war.
I really would like to see this go to a 2-2, so we get a final decider, but... It would really be nice to see Tade get another shot at the final, but then on the other hand, it would also be really nice to see Abegod get his first ever chance at a shot at the championship.
Halløj, sir.
I mean, Abegod here has had some very tough matches to reach the semi-final. Especially against Rays.
Well said, my
Who
lord.
immediately after being knocked out of CWT swore to get vengeance upon CWT. Like, honestly, Rays lost to Abegod and then straight up turned into a huge Worms Armageddon villain. Like, you're talking like James Bond style villain.
Come, sir, let us duel. Time eludes us. Let us make merry, fellows.
Right, so one cow dropped for
Is this a
Tade
dagger I
to
see before
kill
me?
Bill Stock. However, that other worm is still trapped, I think. No, it's free, I think. Tade knows what he's doing, though. Just needs this. This is match point or match round, should I say, for Tade. If he can just keep the pressure on, just keep his head cool, he could see himself in the final again.
Oof.
So Abegod using his last worm select here.
Hop. Right.
Ow!
I'm surprised he chose to hide there instead of...
Alas! Alas!
Yeah, actually makes sense. but I'm surprised he didn't
Well
hide
said,
there.
Lord.
More protection from airstrikes. Tade has 4 ninja ropes left at 15 minutes. That's impressive.
Oh!
Oh, he accidentally missed his rope. Not that it matters that much.
Ah!
It's actually impressive how good Tade is, considering how subpar his roping skills are. I don't mean to offend him, but compared to most players, his roping is way below average.
Time eludes us.
And he's still this incredible a player.
Ah!
Du me. Jeg færdig.
Now, if Abegod gets the right wind...
Yes, sir.
So... I wonder what he can actually do here.
Little woman.
How long has Tade been playing CWT? So yeah, Tade's been playing CWT for well over a decade. Let me just check. Yeah, so 2008 was Tade's first performance. So if we look at his performance over the years, I'll run you through. So in 2008, he reached the group. Well, he was in the group stage and got knocked out. In his second ever participation, he reached the quarter final in 2009, and I have to say that's impressive, because back in 2009 this game was incredibly active with a really good solid player base and a lot of very strong players. So for his second ever participation, that's pretty good. In 2010 he didn't play. 2011 he reached the last 16, so basically the first round of the playoffs. In 2012 he reached the quarter final. 2013 he reached the quarter final. In 2014 and 2015 he got knocked out in the first round of the playoffs. However, in 2016 and 2017 he reached the semi-final in both of those. And let's just see, in both of those, did he get any third places? So he came 4th place in the first one, and he actually got beat again in the next one there. So then 2018 quarter final, 2019 he didn't attend, then 2020 he won, he was world champion. 2021 quarter final, 2022 last 16, 2023 quarter final, and he did not participate last year. And you've got to also take into consideration as well, Tade basically doesn't even play the game unless it's CWT. So he plays in CWT, but he doesn't practice the whole year round. As far as I know, nobody sees him. He doesn't play ONL, so as far as we know, he's completely inactive between CWT events. Which is why he usually starts off a little bit rusty in the group stage, and then you'll see him gradually perform better and better with each game.
Oops.
Well said, my lord.
Oh, he didn't reach there.
Curses!
Yes, sir.
Tade doesn't have any more worm selects. So I'm very surprised that he opened there. Because in the next turn, it's going to be worm 1, and then it'll be Damon, and he'll probably just kill that worm. For the barrel.
Oh!
Hop.
I mean, yeah,
Bro.
Ow!
Bomot.
Very well, good sirs.
that's actually not bad. He's lost quite a lot of health, but at least, well, that worm is probably going to die in the barrel anyway, but that was a nice double kill. This has been a really good comeback from Abegod. I don't know who's win, but I'm going to do a quick prediction. I'm only going to put 30 seconds on it, so get ready. 30 seconds. Who do you think's going to win? Go Tade or Abegod. Nice knock, though. He actually still has a cow, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, he could kamikaze and just win. I don't think he'll want to risk that, though. Because if he does and he fails...
Let us make merry, fellows.
Very nice pile, though. Is that... That'll probably be... How much health has the other worm got again? Is that a double kill?
Me. Ja, fertig.
It is. Wow. Don't even know why I put that prediction up.
To the victor, the spoils. Sir,
So yeah, congratulations to Tade. Yeah, that was a very, 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 very good pile. He got he got exactly how much damage he needed with the grave damage, which was super important, and that won him and put him in place. So I'm going to do a couple of tool assist things here. If you stick around for 5 minutes, I'm just going to reattempt a couple of turns that I took note of. Let me just switch over to the tool assist version. Right, so the first one I had was the first round. So we've got round 1. So here we go.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you bear with me a minute, I'm just going to turn that off and that off. And I'll put that on there if anybody wants to see the score. Right, so...
Yes, sir.
So what was I actually wanted to do here? It was I wanted to try a I wanted to try a kamikaze for Abegod at the end of the first round.
well said, my lord.
Yes, sir.
Wait, oh, it was before that.
Yes, sir.
Well said, my lord.
Yes, sir.
So this turn here. So we'll have a look. I wanted to see if it was possible to get a triple kill. I don't actually think the kamikaze will reach, but a double kill anyway. I'm curious though. So Abegod had 2 ropes here. So yeah, I would get over there as quickly as possible, then use the rope to get up. It doesn't have long for a rope knock though. Right. Right, let's see if I can do this any faster.
Hop. 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 Ring.
Ah, messed that up.
Hop. Fat ball.
Ow!
Oh, that didn't work the way I thought it would. Hold on.
Hop.
So let me... Ah. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I connected that to the wrong place. I'm trying to rush this, but... I actually connect it where I wanted to connect it, which is there.
Ow!
Fat ball. I feel it.
Ooh,
Oh, it did work. Awesome. I had a feeling that it would work.
Fare thee well, good sirs. Alas! Alack!
But see, to be fair,
Alas! Alack!
I'd done that in a way where it took a little bit longer because I wanted to try and copy the exact way that Abegod did it. However, if I was doing it, I probably would have roped a little bit differently like I did at that first part, which would give a lot of time. Because if I was thinking ahead in the moment, I would have picked the path a little bit differently. But yeah, love to see that that was very possible. Now let's watch that whole turn in its entirety. So
Well said, my lord.
Yes, sir.
Well said, well said, well said, my lord.
so let's just watch this turn now.
Hop. Hop. Hop.
I didn't even need to jump there. I could have just walked up. So I wasted about 2 seconds there.
Ow!
Fat ball.
But yeah, that rope knot was perfect.
I feel it.
Ow!
I love Worms Armageddon.
Fare thee well.
Right, anyway, on to the second one, which was the second round.
Well said, my
So
lord.
let's see, what was it I wanted? Second round when Tade used jetpack. Try and get a double kill. So let's see if I can actually remember. And that was 26 minutes.
Well said, my lord. Well said, my lord. Well said, my lord.
This turn here. Oh, yeah. So he basically... He went here. And he used the skunk.
Let us make merry, fellas.
And I think even if he had exploded that...
No.
So I'm going to put a marker there. I think even if he had exploded that a little bit earlier, like now, it could have pushed the worm up, so I'm going to try that.
Let us make merry, fellas.
Oh, I just hit the wrong button there, I think. Did I actually take control of that
Let
there?
us make merry, fellas.
Oh, yeah. I'm an idiot. I'm forgetting you have to actually do it twice, don't you?
Merry fellas.
Yeah, not the easiest thing to do, but to be
Let
honest,
us make merry fellas.
if it would... Oops. I just hit the wrong button. Let me
Well
get
said,
that
Lord.
back up 2 seconds. If it was me, I would have just shot a bazooka, honestly.
Well said, my lord. Well said, my lord. Well said, my lord.
So I probably would have just used the bazooka there. And I'm hoping
Time eludes
that
us.
that would actually get both worms. Yeah, like that.
Ow, ow.
Oh yeah, I didn't even look, there's fire there.
Alas, alack.
So anyway, just like, had I remembered that there was fire there, I would actually just leave that worm there.
Ow.
And then he's got 3 worms versus 1. So yeah, I just feel like that would have been the better choice, rather than get just 1 kill. Then it would have been 3 versus 1, and then Abegod probably would have killed that worm there, leaving it 2-on-1. Which, I mean, at the end of the day, is pretty much what happened anyway. It ended up being a 2 versus 1 anyway. But yeah, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, really. However, God, it is forever rad to me you have the sandbox build of worms. Limited, sorry. Oh, do you mean tool assist? Because the actual Worms Armageddon is a sandbox game in itself. Anyway, let's choose the outcome for Tade here. That was a very nice attempt at a comeback for Abegod. So yeah, it was unfortunate for Abegod. He made a couple of errors that were they looked really bad, but they were so close to being perfect. You know, like that's one of the reasons why I absolutely love Worms Armageddon, is because it's such a precise, accurate, pixel perfect game that you can be 1 pixel off the aim, or you can be 1 notch of power off shooting, and it can be the difference between a completely amazing positive turn and a completely absolutely disastrous negative turn. So that's just one of the great things about Worms Armageddon. And it's like you see a lot of people, you might see some mistakes and you think, wow, how could they possibly do that, while not realizing that how close they were to actually being accurate is like it's like throwing a dart at a dartboard and missing the bullseye, just like touching the wire on the outer side. It's like you're incredibly close, and it's still very impressive to get that close in the first place, you know? But yeah, the sky's the limit in this game. But anyway, that concludes this match tonight. I hope you enjoyed the CWT semi-final between Tade and Abegod. And what I'm going to do is we'll look at the playoffs right now. So if we're looking at this here, let's just... Yeah, so Tade won 3-1 against Abegod. So Tade is our first finalist. And then we have Mablack versus Rafka, which is the other semi-final. And we can see that this match will take place on the 11th of December at 6 a.m. GMT. And I know it's not a very convenient time for that match to happen, but with Rafka doesn't like playing in the evening, and Mablack, because he's in America, he's only available really late, or Mablack's only available from like 5 GMT onwards or something until that. So basically Mablack has to stay up late for that one. But it should be a great game either way, and if you're interested, at least you know that it is. It's a bit of a double whammy with an inconvenient time, because even if it was a weekend, it would be more possible for people to tune in because they're off work or off school or whatever. But the fact that it's happening at 6 a.m. on a work day week makes it a little bit inconvenient, but it is what it is. We're hoping to make a rule for next year that the semi-finals and finals must be played at a more optimized time is probably the best word I would use to describe it. But at least this way we can stream the game, and those who aren't available to watch it, who are actually interested in watching it, will have the opportunity to watch the stream later on once they get home or wake up or whatever. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this match today, and hopefully see you in the other semi-final. If not, let's get ready for the big grand final. I can't wait. So yeah, take care guys, and we'll see you later. Bye.